Hola, me llamo Matt Edmondson, and today we'll be studying Uruguay. Uruguay's flag has 9 alternating blue and white stripes that represent the 9 original departments. The sun in the top left corner natively represents the sun god or the May Revolution of 1810. Now, let's take a look at the land. Overall, the land is extremely flat. The average elevation being only 383 feet. The highest point is Cathedral Hill at 1,685 feet tall and is located near the southeastern coast. Along with the rest of the coast, you'll find intricate tidal lakes and rolling sand dunes. The majority of the remaining land has large plains and low plateaus and hills. Notably, the Chichilla de Aedo in the north, the Chichilla Grande in the southeast, which is an extension of the Pacific Highlands. Uruguay's valleys and coastal plains have extensive deposits of sand, clay, and fertile alluvium. Along the western border of the country, you'll find the Uruguay River, which dumps into the Rio de la Plata. The other main river is the Negro River, which runs from northeast to southeast. Both of these rivers are very limited to navigation due to the waterfalls and narrow parts. Some of the smaller noteworthy rivers include the Santa Lucia, the Bolti, and the Quebre Grande River. Although the majority of it is found in Brazil, the Marine Lagoon is the largest natural lake in the region. Temperatures are moderate, ranging from 80s in the summer months of January and February to 50s in the winter months of July and June. The Rio de la Plata is a large gulf shared by Uruguay and Argentina. Speaking of neighbors, Uruguay is bordered by Brazil in the northeast, Argentina in the west, the Atlantic Ocean in the east, and the Rio de la Plata in the south. There are 19 departments, which are like U.S. states, and Montevideo is the capital. It is the second smallest country in South America. Now that we know where, let's study who lives there. Most Uruguayans are from Spanish or Italian ancestry. Only a tenth of the entire population, which is 3.4 million, is indigenous or mestizo, meaning a Spanish and native mixed heritage. African populations make up even less, with the majority of the population being white. The national language is Spanish, but also has a slang called Português, which is Portuguese and Spanish mix, that can be heard near the border of Brazil. Almost half of the population is Roman Catholic, another third are of other Christian denominations, and about 1/6 are atheists. There is also a small Jewish minority in Montevideo, but it's still one of the larger Jewish communities in South America. 9/10 of the population lives in urban areas. In Uruguay, they drive on the right side of the road, use type C, F, and L plugs, and the toilets flush counterclockwise. Some of the most enjoyed sports are soccer, or as they say, football, basketball, boxing, horse racing, and fishing, bicycling, and tennis. A couple of common traditions are drinking yerba mate, which is the oldest tradition, and pretty much you drink tea from a hollow gourd using a metal straw, and it originated with the Guarani peoples. Don't know where the Guarani got their metal straws from, but whatever. Eating ganache on the 29th day of each month is also popular. This tradition came from the Italian immigrants in the 1800s, and doing the tanga. Here is a small clip. A popular dish is the ravolote gramajo, consisting of deep-fried hash browns, bacon, eggs, butter, and french fries. Another dish that is widely enjoyed are torta fritas, which are like biscuits and typically served with jam. Churros with dulce de gracia are also enjoyed. They are churros with chocolate. The largest meal is lunch, and they eat dinner at 9:30 usually. The official currency of Uruguay is the Uruguayan peso, which was adopted in 1993. $1 equals 43.1113 Uruguayan pesos. Now, if they have been a country since 1828, why have they so recently adopted their currency? Well, their history and song is like a roller coaster that just goes up and down, and when it looks like it's going to flatten out, it starts all over again. We don't have time to get into the specifics of it, but it pretty much went like this. The Spanish came in 1560, but were killed and eaten by natives. Spain later started a settlement in 1726 around Montevideo. In 1811, the people revolted. They thought they had won independence from Spain, but Brazil annexed Uruguay in 1821. Then they were part of a 3-year federation with Argentina and Chile until finally becoming independent in 1828. Still, this is just the beginning of their history. Civil wars broke out in 1839 between the two parties, Blancos and Colorados. The Colorados took control in 1852. Then they fought in a war against Uruguay beside Brazil and Argentina. Next, the military took over, and then the Colorados took back over in 1890. The Blancos demanded for more power, which sparked the revolution of 1897. In 1903, they had Jose Bachelet y Ordonazo as president. They tried to reform the country. Immigrants started to come at the end of the 19th century due to the improving economy. World War II smoothed things out because of the economic boom due to the demand for wool. The same thing happened during the Korean War. Some of the most famous people include Lacalle, who is the current president of Uruguay, Jose Mujica, who is a former president of Uruguay, Edinson Cavani is a football player, Eduardo Galeano is a writer, Jorge Drexel is a singer and songwriter, and Carlos Villardo, who is an artist. Some of the most visited landmarks are Quebrada de los Cuervos, Colonia de Sacramento, Palacio Legislativo in Montevideo, and Palacio Salvo, which is also in Montevideo. Uruguay's friend zone includes the countries of Paraguay, Venezuela, Chile, Colombia, Ecuador, Guyana, Peru, Suriname, but its best friend are undoubtedly its neighbors, Brazil and Argentina. All of Uruguay's main friends are part of Mercosur. The US also has tight ties with Uruguay. Some extra fun facts include corned beef is actually from Uruguay, and they also have the longest national anthem, which has been playing in the background the whole time. Thank you for listening.